Hi everyone, so this week's Business Bites I put a Q&A on our Instagram story and I thought I would answer some questions that you might have for me, for the industry, for anything like that. So yeah, got them all here. So let's go. Questions, by the way, are going to be anonymous, so I'm not going to say anybody's name, so don't worry if you entered a question. So the first one is, I want to own my own training school, but I don't know where to start. So you need to work out what kind of training you want to do, and then you want to look at the accreditation process and what it actually is that it entails. So for example, you will always need a teaching qualification. Now these have got a different range of names now, even from when I did mine. So they used to be called kettles and petals, and your certificate in education, which is what I did when I went to Huddersfield University. Now there's level 3 certificate in education, there's level 4, and from what I understand, there's not a great deal of actual accreditation companies that ask for an assessor's award anymore as well, which it depends on what kind of courses you're offering. A 2-day training course with an accreditation company is fine if that's the accreditation company that you're wanting to do and it's what the courses you offer they actually have for their accreditation process. That's absolutely fine. But if you wanted to work further up and you wanted to work, say, for a state college or a product house or anything like that, you would need a full university certificate in education training or a VTCT or City and Guilds, whatever awarding body in certificate in education and training, and you would need an assessor's award as well. So back in the day it was called A1, it then got changed to TAQA, it's now called CAVA, I believe. So it keeps changing all the time, but it's literally an assessor's qualification. Once you've got your qualifications, you then just need to look at what courses you want to offer and how you want to do that. There's a range of insurance companies out there that offer accredited training. You've got BABTAC, CIBTAC, VTCT's one, they're nationally recognised qualifications. You've got ABT, you've got the Guild. So it all just depends on what it is that you want. So if I were you, I would start by writing a business plan, what you want to do, what you want to offer, and how, and then document how you're going to actually do that and the steps that you need to do to get to that point. Number 2, how did I get into teaching? So I knew very early on in my career that I wanted to teach, and I attribute that to my educator. Her name was Sarah Greatorex and she was at Whitwood Tech. So when I did my qualification, I didn't do it at Wakefield College or the Skills Exchange. It was Whitwood Tech, which is now houses and flats, and that's where I did all my training for beauty. And Sarah was the one, I just wanted to be like her, really, to be honest. She's a lovely woman. I believe she's retired now, she doesn't work for Wakefield College anymore, but yeah, she was the one that really made me want to get into teaching. And how I did that was when I came back from working on the cruise ships, I decided to go straight into teaching. So this was around 2011, and I signed up with Huddersfield University and I did a 2-year part-time course. So I fully qualified in 2013, but I was teaching at the same time. So I was teaching for Wakefield College and Intuitions, who we currently work with as well. So I got my experience through those, and I did my TAQA course through Wakefield College at the same time. I ran along you know, ran it alongside each other. Made more sense to do them together because you've got observations that you have to do within your teaching qualification and then observations that you have to do with your assessors. You can get them both done at the same time on both students because you have to choose, you know, some students to profile. You might as well get it all done together, and that's kind of how we offer it. We don't depending on your experience, if we can run the two at the same time, so you're not doing as many observations and getting them all done together, that is exactly what we do. So yeah, if that answers the question. So I did it straight from working on the cruise ship. So I went to Huddersfield University and did my TAQA through Wakefield College, and I kind of earned the got my teaching hours through the teaching I was already doing and at the skills exchange in Wakefield, and it just kind of went on from there really. So the next one, what are your online courses? So we had the idea to do our online courses back in 2019 before COVID, but that it kind of just made it more sense. So we do have online courses only in certain qualifications, you know, things like dermaplaning and waxing. You need mentoring, you need the one-to-one in-house training. So we don't offer courses like that, but for things such as eyelash extensions, which the thing about eyelash extensions is we can train you and train you and train you, but at the end of the day it's your responsibility and you need to practice. It's one of those courses that, you know, you have to put the time in to get as good as, you know, what you are. If you ask any lash technician, they will tell you that all they did was practice. So it's courses like that we, you know, we give the responsibility to you. So you enroll at truebeautyacademyonline.com. You can enroll for a free account and you can have a look around. You can interact on the social network we have built in there. So the it looks a little bit like a news feed on Facebook actually, and you have a look around and it'll tell you how we work the courses. So you enroll, you pay then directly straight through the website. You ought to get instant access then, so you get all the manuals. The manuals are split into lessons. You have the video tutorials there for you. Just want to point out that the video tutorials are there to support what we've said in the manual, and they aren't the actual teaching of it. Now, some people do learn that way and that's absolutely fine. However, there is, and we highly recommend that you get in touch with us and then book your one-to-one mentoring session with the educator for that course, and that way they can, if you've got any questions, they can talk you through it. If there's anything that you're struggling with, so say in lashes, if it's isolation, we can go through and either do a live tutorial, or if you know, message and say, I'm really struggling with isolation, will you send me a tutorial, and we will video ourselves talking and showing you it, and then you can just constantly rewatch it whenever you need to. So the main part of our online courses is that mentoringship. We don't just, you know, we haven't just put the courses on for £20 and there you go, do what you want, get in touch with us when you want your certificate. That is not how we are doing our online training courses. You need to make sure that you are keeping in touch with us. If you've got any questions, you know, this is what we're here for. You need to make sure that you're sending the questions in if you've got any discrepancies with anything, and let us know, and then we can really help you get to that level. If you still don't feel like you're really there, if you don't feel very confident, when we reopen you can just come on to any lash course. You've already paid, you can come in, you can spend the day with us, and then hopefully you'll feel a lot better then as well. So we don't just, I'm not in the habit of just taking people's money and leaving them to it. That is not what True Beauty Academy is about, and I want to make that very clear with the online courses. We're here for our students, and if you need us at all, even after you've qualified, so we've had some people that qualified just before COVID, they weren't really feeling very confident because they'd obviously been in a lockdown, and we just arranged for them to come in and do some, you know, extra time with us. It's not a big deal. We'd rather you feel confident and happy. So at the end of the day, it's our name that's on your work, not just yours. So we just want to make that clear that, you know, we don't just leave you. So if you do sign up for a course with True Beauty Academy online, you get our 100% support, and all you need to do is send an email, message on social media, message on Instagram, anywhere. It's normally me that picks up those messages, so you'll be emailing me directly. So don't be scared to just send a message saying, I'm just struggling with this, can you help me? Because that's what we're here for. That is what you are paying for. Okay, so is True Beauty Academy going okay? We are. We've really adapted. I'm very happy with our students and our educators. They've just really adapted. I'm so pleased with them all. I don't have any students that have not come onto the live sessions. So what we're doing now at the minute, if you're not aware, for our funded courses, we still do the course on that day. So for example, our level 2 beauty classes on a Monday, our level 2 hairdressing classes every other Monday, just like it would be in the college day. With the adaptations in terms of tests and assessments with City and Guilds, we're doing them as we get told we're allowed to do them. So we can do live assessments if somebody has somebody in their social bubble that they can work on, etc. And those slots are available in either the morning or the afternoon for each student, and then again either in the morning or the afternoon, because it changes sometimes. We are doing our live session, so we do it all through Zoom, and we are going through the work. Our students use Google Classroom, they upload their homework, we send it back, we mark it, and we are running it as close as possible to what we would do a normal timetable. We've had to change some of the scheduling. So for example, our level 3 massage and level 3 nails, they are parents as well, a lot of them, and some of them are working as well. I don't know how they do it, honestly. If I had a hat on, I would take it off to them, because they are like super women, these ladies. And then we schedule then the online live sessions around that, which are all recorded. So even if people can't attend, they're recorded and they're uploaded onto Google Classroom, and they can catch up at their own pace then. But so for example, my level 3 massage group, we teach 7 till 9 on a Tuesday evening, after they've got their kids ready, that are in bed, and they have 5 minutes to themselves. So yeah, it's hectic. We are front loading theory a lot more. So then as soon as we're allowed to reopen we're just gonna go straight to the practical session that they weren't able to do as much of during this time. So yeah, we're okay. Our online courses are doing really well as well. So, you know, some of the courses that were in the timetable, they're on the online platform. We're just getting ready to start our teacher training courses. So yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing a lot better than some, which I'm eternally grateful for. You know, making sure that everybody's staying in a job, and we're still helping our students as much as we can. So absolutely so grateful that within the current climate, the academy, the business is going well. Who do you look up to? So I'm assuming you mean in terms of business or beauty. Everybody might know I'm a huge Gary Vaynerchuk fan. I absolutely adore the man. So yeah, I'm always listening to his podcast and his work. I love Bethany Frankel, who, if you watch the Real Housewives franchise, you'll know who she is, but she's an amazing businesswoman as well. And Michelle Moe, and I'm really excited for her to come on to Dragon's Den. She's on Dragon's Den this year, so I'm really excited about that. In terms of the beauty industry itself, I know a lot of people in the industry from, you know, we've got Cheryl Taylor, Katie Hayes, Katie Godfrey, Zoe Misen, Julie Knight, all those ladies that are absolutely smashing it in the industry. A bit further afield, Jo Malone, Ruby, oh god, her name's just gone straight out of my head as well. I'd say Mill, I'm pretty sure she's not called that. Makeup artist who used to have her own skincare brand. The name will come to me. I'll pop it down when I come to edit this video. So, recommended podcasts. For the industry, again, Gary Vaynerchuk, I absolutely adore him. Katie Godfrey's got her own, so KG and Lashbase have their own as well. So all those. There's another one which I'll link below called something stylist. It's an American lady. She's very informative. I listen to a lot of true crime, which is not obviously... Well, I suppose it can be a recommended podcast if you've got nothing else to do. Yeah, there's a lady, a Scottish lady called Isla Traquair, and she is currently investigating. She did one called Murder Most Foul, The Storyteller, and she's doing one now called Violent Delight. She's really good. I just really like how she explains everything. If you really want a scary one, there's one called The Man in the Window, and it's all about the Golden State Killer. And they actually play you the recordings, because what this man would do would be he would taunt his victims after. So he would ring them up and talk to them or say something that only they'd know. And they actually play the recording, so if you're actually listening to it through headphones, it's a little bit freaky. If you're wanting comedic value, Chris and Rosie Ramsey's podcast is fantastic as well, called, well, I won't say the full name of it because obviously this is going out to everybody, but if you just type in Married Annoyed, it should come up. And obviously my main, this podcaster, I absolutely love her. I've watched all her YouTube videos, and she now has a podcast and a Patreon book club, which, if you're not sure what Patreon is, it's like a virtual book club, and people, you can sign up for like a membership and either like podcasts or books, etc. And she's called Francesca Amber, and everybody that knows me knows I'm into the law of attraction, and it's called The Law of Attraction Changed My Life. If you're not quite sure, either listen to a podcast or watch her videos on YouTube. She's just so funny as well with it all. And she has one on her Patreon called Off Topic, where she just randomly just like rants about things, which is funny as well. So yeah, they're the podcasts and people. You always seem so positive. The law of attraction. I am into the law of attraction. I do get, you know, don't get me wrong, I do get into moods and I do get down and things like that. But my way of dealing with things is I give myself a time limit. So if I'm just really down about something, I might just give myself the day, and I'll say, right, you can have the day, you can mope around, you can eat rubbish, you could just watch rubbish on TV, but then tomorrow you will wake up and you will get back on it. So I kind of give myself a time limit. I believe I've heard somewhere that Beyonce does this as well, and it just stops you from carrying it on, you know, and kind of just turning a bad day into a bad week. So the next time you feel like you're a little bit down, then just give yourself a time limit and then get your big girl knickers back on. So that's my top tip for today. Get your big girl knickers on. My salon has been closed and I've been out of work. What else can I do to make money? So this is a really obviously common thing at the minute, and there's loads of things. There's, you know, you could have a clear out and get what you don't want on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. If you've got a hobby which you like to do, you can always start doing that. So a lot of people have started to make these like resin plates and nail art holders and things like that. People are making press-on nails and strip lashes. People are packaging their retail products up that they would have in the salon and selling them. People are doing raffles. I know a lot of people have joined the MLM group, so things like I think there's one for perfume, Tropics, Temple Spa, all that kind of thing. There's the video that I did last time on my business bites, all about Alibaba and drop shipping and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't watched that, check that one out, and it tells you all on there what people are kind of doing as well. Courses is a really big thing. Mentoring, you know, if you've been in the industry for a long time and you feel like you've got something to offer to other salon owners that don't, either, you know, it's the first time they're starting out or things like that, you could offer an online course or a masterclass. Even if you don't want to teach other therapists or hairdressers or makeup artists, maybe do something for your clients, like a £10 masterclass that is online. And if you're a nail technician, teach them how to look after the nails at home. For hair, teach them how to look after the hair at home. I mean, I keep messing with my hair. I literally just washed it this morning. It's so dry and limp, and I actually hate my hair when it's first washed. I cannot do anything with it. And it's currently snowing as I'm sat here, and I know for a fact I'm going to look like Monica in Friends when she's in the heat because my hair is so curly. That's another thing. If you're a hairdresser, I cannot for the life of me. My hair educator laughs at me, Alicia. She, you know, to say I'm an actual trained hairdresser myself, I cannot curl my own hair, and that could be an online masterclass that you do for people. So there's that. You can also go onto these testing websites, like user testing, and companies pay you to test out the website to flag up any thing that they've missed on there, so you get paid for that. I think you can earn it to something like £50 an hour with that. What else is there? Obviously this is more of a time, so it's not a short-term goal by any chance, but you know, if you have got extra money, just some money that you have got either in your savings account, I would highly recommend you put it in an investment stocks and share ISA. If you're in a savings account, the money's just sat there, and 10 years time you will just have that same amount of money. But if you put it in an ISA, either a stocks and share ISA or a savings ISA, just while it's sat there, it's going to be making money. So I know that's not really helping in the short term, but one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is, which YouTube's another thing, start a YouTube channel, you get paid with that. I'm really into these they're called cash stuffing and sinking fund videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube. I am obsessed. I'm so nosy. I really want to know what people are doing with the money. And yeah, just Google that. Honestly, I could sit and watch people do it for hours. It's amazing. So these little things you can do. There's loads of temporary jobs on at the minute, retail, Amazon drivers, Amazon and Hermes, they're always looking for drivers, and you kind of dictate to them what days and what hours you want to work, so that's a good one as well. Should I promote for after lockdown? I personally wouldn't. We've been in lockdown now, I don't even know how long, since January? Nearly 6 weeks, is it? When we reopen, people are going to be knocking your door down. to get booked in, they're going to want everything happening, the whole shebang. They're going to want the hair done, the nails done, the feet done, a massage, a facial. They're going to want to treat themselves because it's been such a hard time. And this is one of the reasons why I love our industry. The last recession, which was what, 2008-ish? No, there's been one since then. There's a recession every 10 to 12 years. So, you know, all this stuff about, oh, COVID's brought us into a recession, Brexit has, blah, 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 blah. It was happening, going to happen anyway. We were overdue for a recession. So the last recession, the hair and beauty industry was not hit as hard as everybody else. And I honestly believe that, again, it will not happen to us again. And it's because people can't afford to go on holiday, buy the cars, buy the houses. So their idea of treating themselves is having the nails done on a weekend, having the makeup done, having a back massage, you know. So for that reason, that's the same kind of feeling people are going to have after lockdown's lifted. They're going to want to treat themselves. They're going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to go to the pub, go out. They'll be knocking your door down. So personally, I would not put any promotions on. Promote things through lockdown, such as home care packages, masterclasses on how to look after brow. So if you're a beauty therapist, do it for brows, because the amount of people that are going to be buying stuff off the internet. Make your own brow kits, send them out with, you know, your instructions. Make sure they've obviously been patch tested beforehand. We don't want insurances being void, but things like that. And then sell a masterclass. So sell the kit and the masterclass together. Plan for the masterclass in a week or two down the line when you know everybody's got the kit, and then do either a live masterclass or record it and send it out, and make sure, so then it's keeping everybody's brows, you know, safe. So you've not got a lot of correction work to do when you get back to work. So do things like that, and then when you reopen, everything goes, you know, in terms of promotions and things. I really wouldn't, just because there's no need to. People are going to want to come to the salon anyway. What's your background? So I've already said this, I think. The snow's getting a lot faster, which, again, if you're, you know, a student at True Beauty, you will know I adore the snow. Every time there's a little bit of snow, I get hundreds of messages from people like, are you happy now? Yes, I am. It could do with being a little bit thicker though and staying. So what's your background? So I finished school with, I think the only GCSEs I didn't pass was maths, which was a given. I absolutely hate maths. Although if I'd known I was actually going to have to teach it, I probably would have actually put some effort in. So for everybody that's thinking of coming to True Beauty that's at that stage, I know it's obviously a little bit different at this point, isn't it? Because you're getting estimated grades, but put the work in, just do the maths, it's just easier. Do it at this point. So I think it was maths and science I didn't pass, but I passed all my others. Massive history geek, and I always remember, I can still see the look on my history teacher's face when I told him I was going into hairdressing. Shout out to Mr. McCall at Airedale High School. So yeah, I went into hairdressing purely for the reason that my friend was doing it. I actually did not know what I wanted to do. And when I was at school, God, that makes me sound old. When I was at school, unless you were very academically bright, you were not pushed to go to college. You were pushed into a trade. So the lads had, you know, got told to do plumbing and electrician and construction, and the girls got told to do hairdressing or beauty or childcare, all that type of stuff, rather than, you know, and it was only your really brainy ones that went to college and did their A-levels. So I did hairdressing, and I pretty much knew, I think I was about 3 months in, I was like, this is not for me. But I stuck with it, and I did it via an apprenticeship. So I worked for about 3 years doing hairdressing, and when I qualified I decided to go into beauty. So my auntie is a beauty therapist as well, and I was always obsessed with, I was always having my nails done by her. And if you go into our YouTube channel, actually you'll be able to see she came in one day and did a I think it was pink and white, the old-fashioned way of doing pink and white, so not the reverse method, the other way. I wanted to show our students the different ways of doing it, and she actually came in and did a masterclass with us, which was great. So you can see that on our YouTube channel. And I went into beauty, so I was an older student at that point. So when I say older, I think I was 18, 19. And I did my level 2 and level 3 beauty with Wakefield College. And what they used to do for level 3 is when you did level 3 beauty, they ran level 2 nails at the same time on a Wednesday afternoon. So I did that, and I then went to work for Steiner on the cruise ships, and I actually did that for 4 years. 4 years off 4 contracts, can't remember which. So I got to travel at the same time. Now the thing with Steiner is it's very prestigious, so you will always have a job in the industry if you have Steiner on your CV. So I cannot recommend it highly enough. Even if you just do the one contract and you decide it's not for you, you've done it, it's on your CV, you'll get a job anywhere. I came home, I enrolled at Huddersfield University, went to work for a salon in Wakefield, and I worked there for a few years. I then decided that due to it being more of a family business, there wasn't really any ladder to go up. So I then went and worked for True Beauty Salon in Wakefield City Centre. Now you'll know that I can't be on this long. There's quite a lot of questions, I'm shocked. I then met Liz. So Liz owned True Beauty Salon at the time, and I had actually met at this point, I was on my 2nd year of my university course, and I ran into a hairdresser who was on the specialist conference. So in your 2nd year of university, if you go down the university route, you do something called a specialist conference at Huddersfield Uni. So at this point, I'd only been going, I think it was 2 days a week. Generic, it wasn't all beauty therapists or hair or anything like that. It was literally generic. We had prison officers in there, people who worked teaching estate agents. We had everybody, actual, teachers, because it was a PGCE / Cert Ed course, so they were like the level above us, but it was the same course. And your specialist conference, you are put with your specialism. So we had people in the hair and beauty industry, and I got talking to a girl there called Kerry. And she was like, oh, I work for Intuitions in Harrogate. And I was quite familiar with Harrogate because I'd worked for, at the time they were called Barcello. I'm not sure what they're called now, actually. And it was the Majestic Hotel in Harrogate. I'd worked there. And she mentioned that a position was possibly coming up because a beauty educator was leaving. So I actually applied, and that's when I met Michelle Oliver, who owns Intuitions, and I started working at Intuitions. A little fun story. One of the other teachers that works there, called Amanda, I'd actually taken her job at the Majestic Hotel when she went down to London to work in advanced electrolysis. So this is why when we're talking to our apprentices, we really try and tell them how small this industry is. Everybody knows one another, and it really does not help to burn bridges with everybody people. Knows everybody in this industry, so it's always better to just, be nice to everyone. So it then gave me the idea to open True Beauty Academy with Liz. So that's what we did, and we started teaching 1 day a week. Well, I say I would teach 1 day a week on a Monday when the salon was closed, and we would do one-to-one BABTAC accredited courses. and we just kind of built on from there. So True Beauty Salon is still going strong now. Liz sold it to Roz and Emily, who own it now, and at the time we'd then moved out of Wakefield, but we then moved back, and unbeknownst to us, if you are in Wakefield city centre, there's one long road that goes down the middle, and it has two names because back a few years ago it was two separate streets. It's now one street, but it still has two separate names. So True Beauty Academy and True Beauty Salon are on the same street, which is really random, and the people always get confused, but we always send them to the right ones. So yeah, that's kind of how we got started and my background, really. I'm scared to reopen in case I don't have any clients left. So you will have clients. People come to you for a particular reason, and it's you. They don't, obviously they'll come for the nails doing or the hair doing or whatever, but the reason why people continue to come back is because of the therapist who is doing that job. And this is why you build up a loyal base, and people are going to be wanting to come back into salons. I think a lot of people are thinking that it's going to have changed and people aren't going to want to spend money and all that kind of stuff. It will. We are one of the most resilient industries in the world. It will bounce back. There's too much social media influence for a start. There's this the Instagram life, which I hate to a certain degree, but it obviously helps our industry a great deal. So the clients are there. You just need to get over your self-doubt, change your mindset a little bit, and just get ready. That doubt that you can feel, turn it into fire in your belly and start with a comeback business plan. In the other business bounce back course that's on the website, so if you go to truebeautyacademyonline.com, the business bounce back course is there. The sheets are there to get you started. Just watch them. It's all free. You just need to sign up for an account, and everything you need to do is in those videos. So I'll just signpost you. Do you have a social media strategy? I think the best social media strategy is to just be consistent. So I tend, and I've said this before, I tend to schedule the post on Facebook, and then I'm more active on Instagram, just because you can use things like Planoly on Instagram, but Instagram algorithm doesn't favour those types of channels, and the reach and engagement you'll get from those posts will be very low. So as long as you're consistent and you're there and people see you regular, you're keeping, even if you think you've got nothing to post, like people will say, salon shut, what can I post? If you're going in to check the salon and making sure that everything's okay and you're picking up the post, video that, take a picture of that, recycle old pictures. Valentine's Day is one of the big good ones. Put a poll up on your Instagram. Can you remember these Valentine's Day looks? Which one was your favourite? Show people an insight into your personal life. Are you going through a Mrs. Inch style cleaning frenzy, or like me, you're actually in the middle of renovating a house and you currently have no kitchen practically? I've literally got an air fryer, a portable hob, and a microwave to cook food with, because my oven has been thrown ready to have a new kitchen put in. So I literally have nothing in the house. I can only cook with a certain amount of things. But things like that, people, like I was saying before, people come back to your business because of you or because of your staff. So get them involved as well. The only time I really have a strategy is if I'm really promoting something, and that I'll do that either through the email marketing, or I'll do a giveaway or things like that. So if you don't already, I would highly recommend you follow Socialista Media with Anna Kana. She's got some brilliant free masterclasses on her Instagram at the minute. So we've used Socialista for years now. Actually, I actually remember meeting them. I went to, what was it, Manor Hatter on Deansgate in Manchester. I think it was around April time a few years ago when I had my one-to-one social media training, and it just kind of went on from there really, because anything then that they do now I just buy pretty much. Pretty much that, because I just trust them so much and I trust the team. So yeah, just have a look at what other people are doing. Don't obviously copy, but reels are a massive thing at the minute. Reels are so big, so make sure that you are doing reels, even if you're really bad. I tend to use InShot, or I'll do TikTok and then save it and put it on as a reel, because I can't actually work out the reel process. So I pre-do it in another app and then I put it on. So yeah. Can you explain the different courses? So I'm assuming you mean the difference between all the different awarding bodies that we have. If not, let me know and I'll redo another. So we offer funded courses, first of all, which are City and Guilds, and they are our apprenticeships and our advanced learner loan courses. So they're your full NVQ, internationally recognised courses, and they're fully funded by the government. The level 3 courses that are advanced learner loans, you do have to be 19 and over, and you do have to pay a registration fee, which is around £130 to register with City and Guilds, and obviously your kit, but everything else is funded. And until you earn, I think it's around £25,000, you won't pay that back until you earn that amount of money. And then obviously we've got our apprenticeships. So apprenticeships you can do at any time in your life. You know, you don't have to be a school leaver. However, just be aware that you would be on an apprenticeship wage. And obviously with our apprenticeships, they get paid to learn, so they are employed by a salon, and they come to us 1 day a week and then they work in their salon for the rest of the week. The level 3 advanced learner loan courses, it's just 1 day a week at True Beauty. We then have VTCT courses. So VTCT is another recognised qualification, full qualification. But if you don't have the time to dedicate to a full year's course, you can do a VTCT version, and they generally run for a certain amount of weeks. They are privately funded, so you pay for it yourself. We do have payment plans in place if you wanted to do that. So for example, our level 2 beauty therapy course that we run on a Saturday, they're all self-funded, and we do lots of add-ons in there as well. So they're your private courses, and you don't even have to do, say, level 3 nail services if you want to specialise in one. But with VTCT you can just do level 3 acrylic and you'd be fully qualified with an internationally recognised qualification in acrylic nails. We then have our accredited courses. So accredited courses are fully insurable. Ours are with ABT and they are fully accredited, and they're more of your day courses, so your intense courses. So they are perfect for people who can't dedicate a lot of time to their learning, like the full year, and for people who want to be self-employed or rent a place in a salon, or for people who have already got the foundation, so a level 2 or a level 3, and they just want to upskill their skill set. So they're kind of that's the difference between all the different courses. So you've got your big major qualifications that are funded, you've got the smaller courses that are accredited, that are perfect for the self-employed or people upskilling on what they've already got, and then VTCT kind of bridge that gap in between, so you can kind of choose a long one which is privately funded, or you can still do a similar sort of qualification but in a shorter time. So we kind of wanted to be able to offer all 3 different types of courses, so it fitted everybody's budget, everybody's ability, and everybody's time constraints as well. So that's the difference between the courses that we offer. Do you think there are too many training schools now? I'm not sure, you know, it's a thought-provoking question. There are a lot, and there's a big debate going on in the industry about this anyway, because of all the different accreditation companies, and you've got new ones popping up, and some of them don't ask for qualifications and etc., and it's kind of the standard of training really. So that's the part that's being questioned, not if there's too many, it's the standard, because there's no official register for training providers that do accredited training. So these are registered for funded training, but there isn't one for an accredited training. So I think there is actually a petition going round for the industry to be regulated properly, which I'm fully in support of. So yeah, so no, I don't think there's too many training schools. Good ones will always outlast the bad ones. So no, I don't think there's too many training schools. I do think there could be a lot more to be done to standardise everything though. I feel so deflated with everything that's happened. So obviously that's not a question, but I can obviously understand. You know, our educators, they've got their own businesses and they're in exactly the same spot. Like I say, we've been really, really lucky. I've been lucky that my business has still been able to carry on to a certain degree. Obviously, you know, everything's not normal. It's been impacted severely. But in terms of, we're still able to do essentially what we're saying we're doing. But yeah, I can 100% believe it. So I think the first thing about that is to get yourself in a more positive mindset. Try and think about moving forward. So P. Louise has is it a podcast, or it could be a course on her website, which is all about goal setting, and I touch on it in the Business Bounce Back course that's free on our online platform. And it's all about just, you know, if you notice that you've made a loss of money, going in and setting your goals and making sure that you have your aims and your targets for that month, so you can try and recover to a certain degree. So just get that fire back of right, this is what I can't control, this is what's happened, but this is the plan I'm going to put in place, and hopefully ideas will start coming to you at that point. And but in the same breath, don't be too hard on yourself. If you've still got a roof over your head, your family and your friends are fit and healthy, and you can eat and you've got access to water, you're doing well, because there's a lot of people that can't say that. So I think everybody's kind of worrying about the future, but just look at how far everyone's come. I think in some cases COVID has been a good chance for people to kind of hit the reset button, kind of figure out what it is that they really want and how they're going to get to that. So don't be too hard on yourself, and if you have those bad days, that's fine. But then, like I said earlier on in this chat, give yourself a time limit and then get your big girl pants on, because you've got a business to run. Yeah, so hopefully that helps slightly. What are your favourite brands? So this is the second to last question. Oh, I have a few. Personally, I absolutely adore The Ordinary. I loved it. Decium or Decium. I use a lot of their things. I love their caffeine solution for the eyes. I still use Elemis. I was trained with Elemis on the cruise ships, and I still adore them, and Dermalogica as well. I do think there's a lot of smaller brands such as The Ordinary that are really starting to take over. And we use Dermalogica as well in the academy. In terms of nails, I absolutely love Glitterbels and Halo. I think you can't go wrong with Halo at all. Hair, Schwarzkopf. Got to be Schwarzkopf. Just for their Blonde Me range, if anything else. Yeah, those are kind of my favourite ones. I do want to start using Olaplex actually, just because my hair's really dry. And I need my roots doing as well. Alicia, come and help. I'll be the first in line to have my hair done actually when we're allowed. So yeah, they're kind of like my favourite brands. Question: oh god, this is a little bit political. Do you think the government has handled this well? I think in hindsight you can always say, well, they didn't do this and they didn't do that and da-da-da-da. But you're only privy to that information after the fact, and there's no, in our lifetime, this is the first time it's happened. It happened the last time in 1918. There's no handbook that came with running a country that says, if this happens, this is what you do. And I think it's very easy for people to be really nasty to a politician because they think they deserve it, when it wasn't too long ago that, we had a spate of suicides from TV presenters and Love Island stars because the trolling was just too much for them. So the same people that did this Be Kind movement are also the people that think it's okay that they can be nasty about a politician. He's still a man at the end of the day. He still has a family and children. So I think everybody should just be kind. And that's all I'll say, because obviously I don't want to get into politics on this. But yeah, I think everyone should just have a little bit more patience and a little bit more kindness for people. So yeah, that's nearly an hour. I've been essentially talking to myself, because it's just me and this phone, and it stopped snowing. Wanted it to settle. So yeah, I'll probably do another Q&A. I quite enjoyed this. So if you do have any more questions, please let me know and I'll go into them. And if there is anything you want to see on the Business Bites as well, again, just let me know, comment or get in touch. So yeah, have a nice weekend. It is Sunday that I'm actually filming this on, so it's probably going to be up in about 10 minutes. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope Monday is the start of a fantastic week, and hopefully we'll get some good news that we've all been waiting for. Bye.